Hello, everyone, and we are here on Tuesday, December 21st for our winter forecast for through Christmas, and it is actually the first day of actual winter meteorology. For a meteorologic winter, it usually starts on December 1st as we track snow systems before winter. But it is winter solstice today, meaning it will be the shortest day with daylight. And we are talking about potential nor'easters in the few upcoming days. And let's start off here with the GFS model. And as you see, we do have a storm trying to form right here, and it's off the coast of the Carolinas, and it is going to travel up the coast very, very slowly. This is tomorrow on Wednesday. It's under 1,000 millibars, so it is intensifying as we have this low pressure system bringing down some cold air to the northeast, and it meets up with this storm system right here, which is off the coast of North Carolina. And actually, this storm system up here is connecting a little bit to create a tiny little snowstorm for mainly New Hampshire and Maine, and some freezing precipitation a little bit south. And this storm does stay off the coast as a 996 millibar low pressure system actually brings down some cold air, as this is just traveling barely off the coast, and it does actually only mainly affect Maine, but it will bring a lot of cold air. But this mainly doesn't affect anything, probably won't become a nor'easter unless it can travel up the coast right here. If it can get a little bit closer up here, I would say probably near New Jersey, Delaware, or the Delmarva, it could become a pretty significant nor'easter, and it could be a white Christmas. But after the storm finishes, it will be around Christmas Eve time in the morning, and we were waking up to very cold temperatures from the northeast. In the west, there's a few snowstorms or snow showers out near the Rockies in Northern California. And they're actually on Christmas Eve during nighttime, we could see a little bit of flurries going on for New York and mostly southern New England, and it actually does stick around just for a little bit. Could bring a dusting to some places, but as you can see, we have a little bit of a snow system, or mostly a rain system, on Christmas Day, but it mostly just dissipates right here. But we do have this significant storm right here, which bringing a lot of freezing rain to New York and western Massachusetts and Canada, with very heavy snow. And this is a 984 millibar low pressure system that is on the Great Lakes, which means it will intensify a little bit as lake effect snow for mostly Canada and Michigan. But that, nonetheless, heavy snow moves into northern New York and southern Vermont and New Hampshire, and it actually does transfer energy down to the coast right here, and it could actually become a very intense nor'easter for mostly middle sections of New England, and it does strengthen to a 984 millibar low pressure system. And then it slowly goes away, and we are left with cold air again. Now this is December 27th, and mostly it's nothing that severe out here right now, but we do have a low pressure system here that just brings a little bit of snow to some regions, actually maybe New York City, but this is kind of hard to tell. Now here we go. Here is New Year's Eve, and it's pretty clear unless for this severe weather event down here for Kentucky, West Virginia, and Virginia. But that doesn't really do anything. And now we are finally in January. Can't believe it or not, time flies really fast. But other from there, there's nothing too exciting here. But we do have a huge amount of cold air going right into East Massachusetts, Eastern United States, and also the West too. Wow, look at how close these isobar lines are. That is intense cold. But the GFS ends there for now. All right, here we are with the European model now. And on the Euro, it does look a little bit different with the snow system right here. And also in the Euro right now, this storm is currently off Georgia right now instead of up here. So the Euro is a little bit behind so far, but let's see what happens next. So we're going to speed the things up, and it does have a actually more pronounced snow system here. Some of the freezing rain could actually reach down to parts of southern New England, actually, in fact, and it does actually not bring as much snow to most of Maine, but the locations where it does snow, it's very heavy so far, and it quickly gets out of here, and there's a lot of cold, same thing as the GFS, except there's a high pressure right here. And it looks like on the Euro there isn't going to be barely any snowfall for the Northeast during Christmas, but also while in the West, the Rocky Mountains are actually getting a pretty good amount of snow right there. And there is a little bit of a downward force of like snow and mixed precipitation working in its way through on Christmas Day afternoon, and that quickly moves out. I don't really see a lot of significant events with the Euro so far, and it doesn't really have anything a lot to show. Well, this is New Year's Eve right here, and the Euro ends there, but a lot of cold for the West. I think the Euro is predicting more cold in the West and a little bit more mild in the East, but we do have a severe weather event over here in states of Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, very southern Ohio, and Kentucky, where there are going to be a lot of heavy thunderstorms, possibly. And for the north, northern Wisconsin is probably the only one probably going to see snow. But there isn't really that much anything to say other than a lot of things for the West. A lot of snow for the West this year. It is a common thing now because of changing La Nina. The jet stream is mostly going to bring a lot of cold air to the West, but that's all. All right, now we have the Canadian model here. So usually for me, the Canadian model is usually the best at predicting winter storms. So let's see how things play out. This is right currently now, December 21st. And there's our little storm system here, and it actually is a little bit closer to the coast than the Euro or the GFS. And actually, there's pretty much frozen precipitation going around, freezing rain, which is going to be very slick if you're a holiday traveler. And it does move a little bit more offshore, but the rain and the snow is less heavy, and I think there's more freezing rain at a pretty good amount of freezing rain actually, which is gonna be very dangerous conditions there. But that storm moves off, and we have cold air, just like the other two models. And we do have a few flurries, but it doesn't stick around for long, only for like a few hours or so. But the Canadian does have that same system that the GFS has of like a dissipating system on Christmas Day. Well, actually, Christmas Day night. Uh, it does bring a few snow showers here and there to the northeast. The West still seeing some snow showers in the Rockies, but there is this huge system over here, which is basically pounding the northern part of the Midwest, and it is going to make its way to the Northeast. Will it transfer energy like the GFS did? No, it did not. It just completely dissipated. Well, there is a lot of mixed precipitation here going around in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, but in New York, it's mostly snow. Canadian says not much snow for northern New England, but more for the south. And we are going to get some moderate to light snow, which sticks around for a little bit and is out. And that was on December 28th, yeah. And fast forward in time, we still have heavy snow for the west as always. And we end here, but as you can see here, the Canadian does have those very tight isobar lines to the west, meaning very cold conditions there. Uh, it does also have that severe weather event near New Year's Eve for like the European model here. For except it's a little bit more south. Yeah, there's nothing much about it, but there is a storm system coming through here, and it could travel across the U.S. But for now, this is what we have to work with for the Canadian model. So that's it. Now let's look at the total snowfall amount. All right, now we are now starting with the GFS model. Here is the forecast for Christmas Eve to Christmas Day. In the west, a lot of snowfall, almost 100 inches in some areas. This zone always gets hit hard, always. The west, the Cascades, except for this small little dip right there where there's going to be absolutely nothing. Midwest going to get a pretty good amount, a foot or two around in these regions. New York, in some places, going to get a little bit. New York City, not looking like going to have anything. Albany, though, looking to have at least 3 or 4 inches of snow. Boston, looking to have just around a dusting to an inch or coating of an inch of snow. If you live near Concord, New Hampshire, you could be expecting probably 4 inches of snow. But if you're in Maine, you mostly in central Maine, you could be looking up to a foot of snow, maybe a little bit more. Providence only gonna get about an inch, and New Haven, Connecticut, 2 inches, and Hartford, Connecticut, probably three possible. And if you live in Montpelier, Vermont, or northern Vermont, you could be getting around 3 to 6 inches of snow. Southern Vermont actually going to get around 4 or 5. Live near Buffalo or Toronto, you're probably going to get about a foot. I'm not maybe half a foot. Sorry. That's mostly because of lake effect snow here. You can see right near Niagara Falls, there's going to be a little pocket of maybe 6 inches of snow possible. That's it for the GFS. Now let's move to the European snowfall amounts. Alright, so now we are at the European model, and the European model isn't really that pronounced. Well, this is the total snowfall amounts between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And for the West, there's a pretty good amount, inches of a few inches of snow, other than the GFS. GFS is total amount of snow. This is just how much is gonna fall during the period of Christmas Eve to Christmas Day. Northeast, not getting a lot of stuff, not getting a lot, other than a few 2 inch pockets, but mainly just a dusting to all these areas. I'm actually kind of surprised, maybe only an inch or two in some areas. But Boston, they're saying you're getting nothing. Concord, probably an inch or so. Montpelier, an inch or two, maybe. But for Connecticut and Rhode Island, there's nothing at all. I don't see anything other than affecting mostly northeastern New Hampshire and central Vermont. That's all I see for now for the European model. Alright, so now we arrive at the Canadian model, and the Canadian model is actually more western for the amount of snowfall people are getting. Mainly for the Midwest. Actually, Michigan and Wisconsin are actually going to get part of the snow. But actually, for the Northeast, there isn't actually as much as the European. It's mostly to the west. So, but it doesn't. But it does have more widespread snowfall. They could get dusting to inch if you are in New England at all, in southern New England, in central. Albany, inch. Buffalo, an inch or two. Toronto, like 2 to 3 inches, maybe. Wisconsin, if you live on the east side, you're gonna get 3 to 4 inches. Michigan, Detroit, probably gonna get only like an inch or so. Central, Michigan, you're gonna get 1 to 3 inches of snow, fair amount. But Mostly it's near the Great Lakes, actually, with the lake effect snowfall here. There's actually not much on the Canadian model I can say. Well, that's it for the snow forecast for today. Make sure to like and subscribe on this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!